Okay, so this is 3.4, example 4. Um, it is using indirect measurement to find missing measures. Indirect measurement, it's on this, I think it's in your key idea. It's on page 129 if you're having a hard time finding it. It's called Indirect Measurement uses similar figures to find a missing measure when it is difficult to find directly. So, for example 2 here, you plan to cross a river. This is the river, my beautiful river I drew here. And then you want to know how far it is to the other side. You take measurements on your side of the river and make the drawing shown. Explain. We need to, for part A, we need to explain why triangle ABC and triangle DEC are similar. And for part B, we need to figure out what the distance is x across the river. Okay, so for part A, let's tackle that problem first. Explain why triangle ABC and DEC are similar. We can use the similar triangle definition that we learned earlier in this section, the angles of similar triangles. So if we have two pairs of angles in here that are congruent, then we know that the triangles are similar. So let's take a look at these two, this triangle and this triangle. Let's take a look at them and see if they have two pairs of congruent angles. So this one has a 90-degree angle for angle B, so angle B, and this one has a 90-degree angle for angle E, so angle B and angle E are equal. They're both 90 degrees, so there's our first pair. And then something to consider, we have two lines that are intersecting each other right here, which means that this angle is congruent to this angle because they are vertical angles, which means we have angle A, C, B is equal to angle D, C, E, and we have two pairs of congruent angles. This pair and this pair. That makes these two triangles similar. Okay? For part B, we need to figure out what the distance is x across the river. For that, we need to use the ratios of the corresponding side lengths in the similar triangles. So we write and solve a proportion to find x. We know that these are similar, and since we know that they're similar, we can write a proportion because the ratios of these corresponding sides are the same. Okay? So since we just line these sides up so that they correspond with each other. So this 40 foot here would correspond with this 50 foot here. And then because we need to make sure that it makes sense geographically where the angles are. So we need to line them up where these 90-degree angles would be. Um, so we write x over 60. We know x over 60 equals 40 over 50, that ratio. And then we solve by multiplying 60 on both sides times 60. And that gives us x equals 2,400 because 60 times 40 is 2,400 divided by 50. And then we calculate it. Let me see. 2,400 divided by 50 is 48. So x equals 48 feet. If you feel comfortable with this example, move on to the on your own. Otherwise, try watching the video again. Um, and I think that's the end of the examples for the section. Alright, so just move on and see you guys in class. Have a nice day.